What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 29, season 4 of the Monday Night Wars. I am Chad Talks, and joining me as always is...
Especially if you're not going to talk to Mike.
Jmack Gaming.
There you go, Trent. There you go. You're learning. You're learning to be a proper worker in this business.
Am I? I feel like I've been basically the same energy and consistency for every episode.
Yeah, we'll change it. Hurry it up. Get better.
Hurry it up? All right. You remember, next intro, you asked for it.
Get better. No, please don't.
You
please
asked
don't.
for it.
We're here. Chad, we're here raw.
Yeah.
We're here in the Spirit Center here in Kansas City, Missouri.
Ooh, Missouri.
No, Missouri.
Oh, nice Missouri.
What are you doing?
That's what people call Missouri.
Well, no one calls it that.
Oh, people call it Missouri.
Name one.
Lots of people.
Name one.
My grandfather calls it Missouri.
Why because your grandfather's racist?
No, you just how old people say Missouri. Welcome to Missouri. That's what they say. Yeah.
This guy. You need to stop smoking so much.
I'm not wrong on that. That's a common thing.
We go to Monday Night Raw. We start off the pre-show with...
I thought this was how you were opening the show. I was like, wow.
With John Berger and Lance Cade making a phone call, Chad.
Yeah.
And the camera zooms in on the call, the number, and it's Double J Records.
Double J Records.
They're making a call, Chad.
They want some country music stars?
Yeah, seems like it, Chad.
Seems like it.
Seems like it.
Nice.
What's their story here, Burgercade?
Every time I see them, I think it's probably just because they're called Burgercade. I just picture like two fast food tycoons from like the South who are like just trying to wrestle, make money so they can open up more chain restaurants.
That's what you think about?
Yeah. Like I just picture them coming out of the ring and like they're like our wrestling skills are finger licking good. Like I just picture like stuff like that.
Ew, don't say that.
That's the KFC guy.
Don't say.
Yeah, basically John Berger's like Colonel Sanders, and Lance Cade is like the Burger Cade. He's like the Burger King guy.
The Burger Cade.
Basically, that's basically what I picture Burger Cade.
Don't fast
food tycoons.
Don't picture them anymore, Chad.
Don't picture them. Stop picturing.
Stop picturing.
Stop picturing.
Stop picturing.
What I tell you about picturing things?
Yeah, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. We move on. We have a pre-show match right here.
Oh.
Chris Jericho.
Nice. Mike, it's the best match Mikey Henderson has had.
Yes.
Probably in his life.
Yeah, probably at this point. He's been hurt a lot, Chad.
Yeah, had a broken neck, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He doesn't want to work house shows, so I made him work pre-shows. That's just how it works, brother. You can't get away from both.
Yeah.
You either work house shows or you work the pre-shows.
I mean, also realistically speaking, the guy just came off a broken neck. Working him in the pre-show with a very safe opponent makes sense.
He's been healthy for 6 months now.
Oh, well, I mean, still. Working him in a nice, safe opponent. I mean, Jericho's not going to hurt you.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know, but it's rare.
And our last pre-show... Oh, my fucking God.
Well, that's not good. Speaking of hurt you. Bryan Danielson and Dean Malenko aren't going to hurt you. Or is it because they got hurt wrestling these fucking yahoos?
Someone got hurt. They had a great match, but Dean Malenko had to tap out Louis Jardine after Bryan Danielson, after a running knee, landed wrong, or ran, like he took one bad step, right?
Oh, no.
And tore his ACL.
Oh, no. Sweet God. Well, wow, that's a bummer.
That's what I get for having my champions on the pre-show.
Wow.
That's what I get.
Yeah, I mean, that's the risk you run for sure. That's a bummer, dude.
And Paul London beats Bull.
Oh, no one got hurt. Everything was fine. Bull's getting a little stale, though, I must admit, unfortunately.
Doesn't matter. We move on to the opening where PJ Black, Shane McMahon, and Stephanie McMahon are in the backstage parking lot, and a limo arrives, and someone opens the door, and they said, and the Black McMahon family dynasty, they said, "Welcome home." Who is it, Chad? We move on. Horace Hogan defeats Sean Daivari to open the show here,
Nice.
Chad.
Good to see Hogan putting over young talent.
Horace Hogan defeating former European champion Sean Daivari here to open the show. Horace Hogan, this guy was 66. Come on. You can. At some point, you got to be like, let's stop joking about Horace Hogan. This man can kind of go.
Yeah. I mean, 59 is nothing to sneeze at.
Nothing to
Carried Sean Daivari to a 66.
Exactly. At some point, you just gotta, you gotta realize that people can go. And then Chad Collier. What's Chad Collier going to say about Horace Hogan?
Well, if it isn't the bargain barrel Etsy Hulk Hogan.
Put it around this. Read this
Yeah.
and then try to put a promo around it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. If it isn't the bargain barrel Etsy version Hulk Hogan. You know, when I saw the contract said Hogan, I was expecting Hulk, but unfortunately I got you. And to be honest with you, what was it, like Howard? Is that your name? I had to Google who you were because I actually had no idea. So listen, Hogan, let's get this straight and let's get this out of the way, all right? It's going to be a quick match, and after I embarrass you, you can go back to the end of the line. And that's pretty much what Chad said. I don't know what Howard wants to say afterwards.
He doesn't say anything. Chad Collier, the conspiracy theory, doesn't seem very conspiracy about that.
He's a conspiracy theory that he has to even defend the belt in the first place.
So that's kind of in his contract.
Well,
He shouldn't have a conspiracy about the contract he signed.
fitting.
What do you mean fitting? His name's on it.
That is true.
Kurt Angle is here. He arrives to the arena, Chad. It is PJ Black, Kurt Angle in our main event tonight, Chad. Remember?
Yeah.
The voter fraud, the stripping of the belt.
Now, Vince did promise Kurt that he wouldn't do it, though, last week.
Yes, he did.
So let's just see if Vince
Kurt
keeps his
said
word.
no shenanigans.
Yeah.
We move on. Gabriel Burton and Dylan Martin, they're back in action, and they take on the Stash and the Stud, and they get a big win.
Hell yeah.
In 9:51 when Dylan Martin pins Major Stash with a blindside palm strike. Another big win for the two kids from TNA, Martin and Burton.
Martin and Burton.
And then Kevin Kelly, again, asking them. He's like, guys, that's 2 straight weeks. That's 2 more matches you would have won if you went to the other company, because God knows you wouldn't even be on that show. That didn't actually happen. I'm just shooting on Chad Pringle. God, boys, congrats. Another win here on Monday Night Raw. I mean, you're here in Kansas City. I know, Dylan, you have family out there. How nice is it to come out here and get a nice win in front of your family? And they're both like, we love this place, man. We're so grateful to even have this opportunity to wrestle in front of the fans and especially in front of my family. And, I can't wait for bigger and better opponents. We're 2-0 here on Monday Night Raw. I mean, we just saw the tag team champion go down with an injury. Maybe he's out for a significant amount of time. Maybe we need a new tag team champions. And me and Martin here, I got the best win percentage in the tag team division right now. So, hey, upper management. I'm just joking. We know we're back in the bottom of the line, but we're going to keep crawling and keep scratching our way to the top. Fam, I love you guys. Thanks for coming. Martin and Burton out. The fans cheer for Dylan Martin and Gabriel Burton here, Chad.
Nice. The young kids getting some promo time.
China defeats Mickie James here in 6:53, Chad.
Nice.
Our first women's champion taking on our current women's champion here. And then after the match, China grabs the microphone and she just says, maybe this division isn't tough for me. Maybe she'll just jump to the men's division at this point. Maybe I'll just drop the women's belt and go after the men's belt. Chad Collier, Triple H. I could take either one of them.
Stay away from Chad Collier.
Either one of those belts, all those schmucks. So China, maybe dipping her toes in the, Randy Orton and Mike Tyson are here tonight, Chad. But Brock Lesnar is not. Brock Lesnar is not here in the Future Shock. Randy Orton is in our co-main event tonight. I wonder what that means, Chad. What's wrong? What's up with Brock Lesnar?
Who knows? I mean, like I said, I think no matter how the riff gets with these three, they always end up back together. So whatever's going on, I'm sure it'll work itself out.
Well, we hope, because this is the longest running stable in this save.
Good thing Randy Orton benefited from his hot catchphrase. What was that, Justin?
Ace Steel and Teddy Hart take on one another in here, in this match right here in Kansas City, in front of this 15,000 loving and strong WWE universe. And Ace Steel gets the win in 15:30 with the steel spike, Chad.
With the ice pick.
With the ice pick. And speaking of the ice pick, JBL returns the favor and ice picks Ace Steel in the back.
No.
Wow, the wrestling god takes out the big game hunter after the big game hunter took out the wrestling god last week.
What dialogue was Ace Steel trying to improvise when he was being stabbed with an ice pick? Works.
I don't know, he's probably talking shit. We move on. Backstage, Triple H is about to leave the arena. He comes in, he grabs his food, and he gets his paycheck and leaves. But and then gets in the car, turns it on, and he looks in the back rear view mirror, and Sean Morley's in his fucking car, Chad. And Sean Morley starts beating him up, and Triple H gets out of the car. They're still fighting in the parking lot, and Triple H throws Sean Morley through the front windshield of Triple H's nice new Chrysler 500. And again, Triple H just destroying Sean Morley, man. What's up with this?
What's up?
What's up, Ron?
What's
Ron
up
Killings?
with that?
What's up with that? We move on. Is this our co-main event? This is our co-main event. Wow. Randy Orton defeats Joey Matthews here with an RKO, Chad.
Good for Randy Orton and Joey Matthews. Did the co-main?
Did I put the segment after? No, I didn't. Okay. Well, I forgot the segment. No. But we're gonna pretend it didn't happen because it didn't. If it wasn't on the show, it didn't happen. Actually, you can't just say, "Well, I forgot to add this," so pretend this happened. Nope, not in this world. Bruce Pritchard still last week came down for the main event. It's main event time, not Jen. Kurt Angle, PJ Black, world title on the line. Interim world heavyweight championship on the line. Maybe I'll slow down with how I'm talking.
You're just excited.
Just excited here. Who do you got?
You know, who knows? I'll just let the game decide. I'll let the game tell me, Justin.
Well, in an exceptional match, Kurt Angle defeats PJ Black in 2024 with an Angle Slam. Kurt Angle gets the job done and wins and retains his belt.
Nice, good for Kurt Angle. He deserves it, honestly.
As the referee gives him his belt and he goes on the top rope, Shane McMahon grabs a microphone and says, "Get him, boys." And two men come down to the ring and start beating up Kurt Angle, Chad. As Shane also hits the ring. And PJ Black is helped up by Steph, and they all start beating. So there's 5 to 6 people beating up Kurt Angle here, Chad.
5 to 6 people beating down Kurt?
Yeah. And those two men, Mark Henry and the returning Psychosis.
Oh.
What are they doing pairing up with the Black McMahon family dynasty
I don't know.
to beat down Kurt Angle? And they all just step on all over him, brother. They're all just stepping on Kurt Angle as they all raise each other's hands. And that's the end of Monday Night Raw. 90. What can I say? This would have beat Nitro and Thunder last week anyway.
Could have been.
No, it did.
I mean, it would have, but will it this week? Who knows?
If you're still doing tough enough, no.
Most of the time, we do better than we usually get around a 92, 93 range, which is not enough to beat you ever, but that's usually how a round Raw or Nitro usually goes.
Not if you're running tough enough.
Yeah, I think the one tough enough. I think the one segment should be fine.
Are they having a match?
Yeah.
Well, then no. No, we won't. We'll see. We'll see you for Nitro. And remember, SmackDown, Taker and Kane take on the final bosses in tag team action. Just in case you thought you were going to beat SmackDown. Yeah. That's the main there. Sorry, brother. We'll see you then. Nope. I hit the wrong button. We're still live. We're still live, Chad. Say something to the fans.
Sorry for Justin's in. All right, everybody. We are here for Nitro. And what a show we have in store for all of you today, Justin, who is currently doing something in the background. He'll be back in a second. But I'm just going to jump right into Nitro. We start out. We see the recap of last week when Rob Van Dam got super kicked in the head by Shawn Michaels when he had barbed wire wrapped shoes. And Rob Van Dam was a bloodied mess. Rob Van Dam comes out and he still has like a big bandage on his like forehead, still like nursing like the scars on his face. And he talks about how he was like, last week Shawn Michaels, he interfered in my match and quite honest with you, kicked my ass. He said, split me open, made me bleed, really banged me up. But if he thinks that's going to keep me down, he's sadly mistaken, because where I'm from, where I cut my teeth, we bled every single day. We had no problem going in extreme. And while I was gone, I saw Shawn Michaels was the hardcore champion, and he made a mockery of the word hardcore. Listen, Shawn, if you want to make this hardcore, you and I, we can do this anytime. And Shawn Michaels, he comes out to the ring and he He says, Rob Van Dam, I am not only the former, the last, but the greatest hardcore champion of all time. And listen here, Rob, I've got no problem wrestling you in any kind of match. So if you want to go hardcore, kid, if you want to step into the ring with the hardcore legend, well, then you're on. But then he's interrupted by Billy Kidman's music. And Billy Kidman, who is flanked. Well, he's in the next screen. Oh. He's flanked by 2 security guards, and those security guards are Ron and Don Harris. He's got his own little security. He says, "Listen, the rest of my council, they're over on Thunder, but I run both shows, and so I need a little security. So I brought in these 2 two guys to watch my back, my security guards. Now, as far as why I'm here, listen, I can't help but notice, Rob and Sean, it looks like you 2 want to quit talking and start fighting. And that's fine. I would love to see that. In fact, I think I want to see it in the main event tonight. But I think I also want to see 2 men who also just want to fight. Bret Hart and Chris Benoit. So how about tonight in the main event, we have, Shawn Michaels and the World Heavyweight Champion, Chris Benoit, and they can take on Rob Van Dam and Bret Hart. Wow, what a great main event. I'm so great." And while Billy Kidman keeps talking about how great he is, how great of a job he's doing, how impressive he is, how he's the best authority figure ever, the camera guy who is right up front filming him, clunks Don Harris and Ron Harris over the head with the camera, and Billy Kidman's freaking out, and then all of a sudden he reveals himself, the master of disguise, Low D. He's here on Nitro. And Billy Kidman, he's like, freaks out, and he just runs backstage, and Low D chases as Ron and Don Harris compose themselves and chase after. Oh. And, Rob Van Dam and Shawn Michaels, they're confused. They don't really know what's going on. And Shawn Michaels turns around and runs into a super kick from Rob Van Dam. He super kicks Shawn Michaels as we go to commercial. We've got our Tough Enough singles match. Austin Aries taking on Matt Sydal. And in about that terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, Matt Sydal defeated Austin Aries in 7-13 with a double helix. The entire time, their coaches, Ahmed and Sandman, they're chirping at each other. They're talking shit from the sidelines. And you can see this here. And eventually, Sandman pushes Ahmed. And Ahmed pushes Sandman. And Sandman takes a cigarette and puts it out on Ahmed's chest, and a fight breaks out, and the coaches get into a match of their own. Oh. And in about that, had decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Ahmed defeats Sandman in 6:54 with a spine buster.
Nice.
Yes, nice indeed.
Oh, fuck you, Paulo.
So the announcers talk about this. They go, ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to see is going to be a tad disturbing. You see, last week we didn't see Debbie Malenko; she wasn't here, and now we've found camera footage of her attacking a fan at a meet and greet, and it shows Debbie Malenko getting in a shouting match with this other random woman, and the woman was heckling Debbie Malenko, talking about how she couldn't get the job done against Trish. She hasn't been able to beat Trish. See, she's washed, and the girl was wearing a Trish Stratus t-shirt, a huge Trish Stratus fan, obviously, and Debbie Malenko freaks out and beats her ass at a convention, and it is told that Debbie Malenko will be suspended for 1 month due to this attack.
Oh.
Yes.
So at this point, she won't be at the next pay-per-view?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. We go to the gym. The Wild Boys are all working out. They've got their rookie Sean O'Hare, and they're basically telling, listen, if you wanna be great, and look at us. Like, you don't think we just get this way just by eating bonbons backstage and catering, do you? No, we work out. You got to put in the grind. And so they're all working out, right? And then while that's happening across the gym, you see Perry Saturn's Nash and Hall all working out. And, and eventually the sides, they come together and they all get in a big old shouting match. And, Perry Saturn, he says, you know what? We're going to have an opportunity to shut you guys up and show off to CM Punk. How about we challenge 2 of you against one of us 2 in a tag team match tonight? And that was later on in the day. Now it's obviously the showtime. And we have a tag team match. We've got the Outsiders taking on Batista and Palumbo.
This would have got them more over on a pay-per-view. Could have just saved this. Gotten them more pop boosts.
Maybe they'll have a 6-man at the pay-per-view.
I know, but like...
But no, sure. But anyway, and it is a match. Dave Batista and Chuck Palumbo defeated the Outsiders in 9:38 when Chuck Palumbo submitted Scott Hall with the torture rack.
I'm trying to help you.
Sure. But I got a 73, though. So far, I think best match of the night? No.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah, by far. Yeah, because we all have tough enough matches. So, perfect. Next up, after that match, Nash and Hall are in the ring, and they're pissed off, they lost, and then the Dudley Boys come out with Stacy Keibler, and Bubba says, Nash, Hall, first of all, I just want to say, don't get too upset. You need to get used to defeat, because at the pay-per-view, Devon is going to run through both of you again, and then he's going to beat your boy Perry Saturn, and then he's going to beat CM Punk, and he's going to become TV champion. And Stacy Keibler is like, you're absolutely correct, Bubba, and I am so looking forward to watching my man Devon Dudley just torch every single member of the society and win the TV title. And Devon, he just screams out, and the fans shout with him, oh, my brother, testify, as they, talk shit to Nash and Hall.
Okay.
And we're come backstage. They go, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Don West, and I am the new backstage reporter for WCW. And I gotta tell you, you gotta be kidding me. The match we have tonight, we've got Samoa Joe, the man who claims to have his own Nation of Violence and the Violence World Tour. Standing across from me, we got the biggest athlete in the world, The Big Show. Now, Samoa Joe, you've been on a hell of a run, right? But then you got yourself into some trouble, and now you're back, and you're trying to re-get the Violence World Tour back on track, and you've got an opportunity against The Big Show. What do you gotta say? And Samoa Joe says, Show, I got a lot of respect for you, but here's the thing. You're not going to beat me, because tonight I'm going to show that I am the best, biggest, fastest, most dominant big man in the sport. And Big Show, you're nothing more than a big, overrated carnival act. And we'll prove it tonight when you get in a ring against me. And then the Big Show takes the microphone and he says, Samoa Joe, you are just going to be the next list on a very long list of professional athletes that aren't as good as the Big Show. And then the two, they go like face to face, and Don West says, these two want to kill each other, and they're gonna tonight. Don West is here, Justin.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Damn, you are just spilling some matches out.
Billy Kidman, Don Harris, and Ron Harris, after Billy Kidman insists that medical checks him out after the beatdown after he insists that medical check on the Harris brothers from the beatdown of the camera, and he heightens up security everywhere. He starts heading back to his car, and he sees Low D there, and he sees two men. One of them we recognize, another guy, it's Lodi says, hey, I was backstage talking about how much I hate you, Billy Kidman, and look at this. I ran into some friends. This is my buddy Roadkill, and this is Sonny Siaki. And they also don't like you, because they're sick of, Sonny Siaki's sick of, sitting in developmental doing nothing forever. He didn't even get a call up for Tough Enough, so he was here. And Roadkill, you just got signed to a new contract. Welcome back. And what was the thing you wanted to say? He said, Billy Kidman, you didn't even know who I was when I signed my contract. You're a prick. And the three of them are just beating Billy Kidman's car. They're just attacking with baseball bats. They're just vandalizing property. And then after security run up to stop them, they flee. And Billy Kidman, he's pissed. His car's destroyed. And he's embarrassed. You don't like to embarrass the leader of the cock, Justin.
Okay.
You don't like to do that.
I guess not.
Our co-main event, The Big Show versus Samoa Joe. And about that superb wrestling in gray heat, The Big Show defeats Samoa Joe in 1507 with a choke slam.
I don't even know what the main is.
It's that tag team match with Brett, Rob Van Dam, Shawn Michaels, and Benoit. It's set up in the first part of the show.
Oh, I didn't see Brett and Benoit.
Yep, that's
wow. You are trying to beat me this week.
we're backstage. It was put on a good show, you know. We're backstage. Abyss and Mills Muertes are, they're just sulking in the back, and as they're, they overhear something, and the corner turns, and it's Charles Wright and Little Guido, and Charles Wright says, "Here, listen. Here's the thing. All right, here's the thing. You know, these two guys, like, they're running around with like Power Ranger masks now. Like, I don't know, but listen, you know, they're the new big forces of the tag team division, but they got nothing against the FBI, right? It's only, listen, if they want to step to us, we got Johnny Stamboli, all right? We got the whole crew ready to roll up. And then these two, they overhear this, and they attack those two. They attack Charles Wright and Little Guido. And our main event, we've got Shawn Michaels and Chris Benoit teaming with Rob Van Dam and Bret Hart. And then about that sensational wrestling and fantastic heat, Shawn Michaels and Chris Benoit defeat RVD and Bret Hart in 1829. When Shawn Michaels pins Rob Van Dam after he used a handful of tights, he cheated.
Who's the heel in the Bret Hart Benoit thing?
There's like really no heel. They're both just kind of they're both the baby faces of it. But I didn't really want to pin, but I didn't want to do Bret and Shawn teaming together. Because I just didn't want to, so I did Bret.
So RVD took another loss.
Because Shawn Michaels is cheating.
It's still a loss.
Yeah, that's fine. Like you said, he's fine.
I didn't say that.
People can lose. That's fine. But anyway, after the match, Shawn Michaels, he rolls up with the tights, and he's celebrating. Rob Van Dam, he rolls out of the ring, when the losers, they roll out, but he grabs a steel chair, and when he runs back in, Shawn Michaels turns around and just gets clunked with a chair, and then while that's happening, Shawn Michaels rolls out, RVD drops the chair and goes to like chase him and beat him down. Benoit is also celebrating from behind, and Bret Hart picks up the chair, and Benoit turns around to see Bret with the chair, and the crowd's like hyping it up like, ooh. And Bret Hart ends up like, he tells Benoit like, it's not what it looks like, and Benoit gets like nose to nose with him and was like, if you're about to hit me with a chair from the back, why don't you hit it from the front? And he like pushes Bret, and Bret's like, what are you talking about? And then Benoit's like, come on, and like pushes him again. And then like Bret's like, what? And Benoit's like, yeah, that's what I thought. He turns around and Bret's like, prick, and picks up the chair and clunks Benoit with it. And then the two start fighting, and there's fighting everywhere as we go off air. Oh no, Justin, we did something. I forgot to check the angles. Oh, anyway.
Karma.
You're like, karma for what? What did I do?
Wasting matches on Nitro.
That's fine. We got a 75. This show, I don't care.
Another one for the good guys.
This one would have beaten Raw, but that's okay.
Probably,
that's okay.
But you don't.
It definitely would have.
I think just because there's so much mid in the middle, it may have tied or barely beat it.
I barely still beat, but I know. But regardless,
that back end of that show, like the middle sucked.
Yeah.
And we've seen a lot of middles where you have a lot of end but a lot of shit in the middle.
But guys,
take it down.
But guys don't get good if they're not on TV. So
yeah, I know, but
so that's what we have to do.
They don't really get over in promos that much. They get over in matches on the pay-per-view. Yeah,
but I mean, most of these young people, the only people from these little gangs that didn't have some kind of match was Debbie Malenko in the little middle.
These little gangs?
I don't know why I said gangs. These little like groups. Because, like, Batista and Palumbo were in the angle. They worked.
Like, that's a match that could have been saved for the pay-per-view.
True. But you don't know what's going to happen. But Nash and Hall are facing Devon in singles matches at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, so you could have just saved that for the next month.
Yeah, but I wanted to have this month. There's reasons.
What was the reason?
You'll see. But regardless,
Are they going to fight next week, too?
They might. Who knows? Why don't you wait and see? You got to wait and see.
Oh, I'll talk to you off camera about it.
Yeah. All right, everybody, we are here for Thunder. Now, we have to do better than a 75, so here's hoping we do that. I think we can.
What's wrong?
Just deflating. I should have looked. Whenever one of us falls for that, we just get so mad, because it's just such a rookie mistake, and we both do it every now and then, but anyway, regardless, we're just going to jump right into Thunder. First off, a pre-show match, Too Cold Scorpio versus Johnny Devine, and then a pre-show bout that had decent wrestling, but not much heat. Johnny Devine defeats Too Cold Scorpio in 10:02 by submission. after that match, the Hardy Boys are in action on the pre-show and they are confronted by Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin, and they go, "Listen, Matt, Jeff, I don't know if you guys were watching, Shotgun Saturday Night, but if you did, you missed us beating, us having winning
Shotgun Saturday Night,
or whatever the fuck that little show is that we do before Thunder." Whatever that show is, a little Saturday show. I don't even know what it's called. That's how little I pay attention to it. I don't know. I do. For stuff like this, we can use stories around it now. Anyway, they said, we won on that show, and look out because
the opening?
No, this is on the pre-show.
Oh.
They said, look out because maybe we can pick up a little streak and we'll be coming for those tag team titles. And the Hardy Boys, they say, listen, good luck to you. But while you're dreaming about that, why don't you watch our match coming up next, and you can see how tag team champions do it. Which brings us to our pre-show main event: the Hardy Boys taking on Dead Severn and Bam Bigelow.
I was about to say something before this match. Did you not learn from me to not put your tag champions in the pre-show?
Well, no, I didn't learn. Here we go. But no one got hurt, so that's nice. But got an 80, and that's our little pre-show main event. We start the show off. Ken Shamrock comes down to the ring with Lash LaRue and Matt Cross, of course, his proteges, and he gets in the ring, and he's basically talking about how, last week I was flat out disrespected by Billy Kidman and his little cronies, and by Minoru Suzuki. You see, they said that I wasn't championship caliber, and I proceeded to kick every single one of their asses, and I'm kind of feeling like doing it again. So, listen, I don't know if, I still haven't gotten an apology, an email, a phone call saying how wrong they were, so I'm going to give them the opportunity to come out here tonight and apologize for the disrespect to me, and if they don't give me what I think I deserve, then I'm going to show them just how wrong they are yet again. Only this time, I'm going to rip off all of their legs. And Billy Kidman and AJ Styles and Taka Michinoku and Minoru Suzuki come out, and Kidman says, Ken Shamrock, listen, all right, I am an authority figure. I am your boss, and I don't think it's appropriate that I apologize to you at all because I didn't do anything wrong. You see, what I did, Ken Shamrock, brought out the best in you. We haven't seen that anger from Ken Shamrock in I don't know how long. If anything, I shouldn't be apologizing. You should be thanking me. And you know what? And listen, you know what? I'll tell you what. I want an apology from you now for disrespecting your boss in front of all of these people. And Ken Shamrock says, Billy Kidman, I'll tell you what. I'll say sorry. I'll say sorry for coming down this ring, grabbing you by your little throat and ripping your damn head off. That's what I'll say sorry for. And as he gets closer to the side of the ring to go get out, Kidman says, Hey, listen, all right, listen, I'm just an authority figure. All right, I'm just an authority figure, but I'll tell you what, if you want to prove you're a championship caliber, then how about you face off against a former Universal Champion tonight? And Ken Shamrock says, I'll take on any former champion. I don't care. How about I take on the current champion? And Kidman says, no. But I'll tell you what, tonight in the main event, you're going to go one-on-one against a former Universal Champion and our reigning defending Cruiserweight Champion. It's going to be Ken Shamrock taking on AJ Styles. And AJ's like, what? Huh? I'm sorry, Kidman, I think I heard you wrong. What did you say? And he said, I said it's going to be Ken Shamrock taking on AJ Styles. And Ken, after you lose to AJ Styles and prove that you're not championship caliber, world championship caliber, we can just put these little games to bed. And Ken Shamrock, he says, I'll tell you what, how about, I accept your challenge. I look forward to getting in that ring with you, AJ. But I'll tell you what, Kidman, how about a challenge for you tonight? Listen, since you have a lot of confidence in your boys, I got a lot of confidence in my boys. How about you pick one of you guys to take on one of my prodigies right here, right now? And Kidman says, you know what? You're on. And Justin, that match is next. We got Lash LaRue versus Taka Michinoku in a decent match. Lash LaRue upsets Taka Michinoku in 6:33 by pinfall. So there's that.
Poor Taka.
And then after that, we pan out Juventud Guerrera. He is in the same kitchen he was in last week. He's got a chef's hat on, and he says, hello, everybody. Listen, the face that runs the place, the chef of this kitchen, this Thunder, the Thunder MVP, Juventud Guerrera, is here tonight, and I just wanted to show you all what I'm working on today. And he pans out, and you see Super Crazy, Thrasher, Rick Steiner, and Road Warrior Animal all wearing...
What are you doing?
I didn't do anything. The little thing gave in. I didn't do anything. I wasn't doing anything. I was sitting. I almost died in this chair. Anyway.
Yeah, we might have to be switching chairs from now on.
But anyway, after that match, or not after that match, that segment, sorry, that threw me off. They're having Juventud's teaching them. He says, listen, I'm giving all of you a special cooking class, but more importantly than that, I'm teaching you guys how to be relevant. Of course, I've got my sous chef, Super Crazy, and he waves, and they're doing a cooking show, and they're making a large variety of desserts. Rick Steiner asks if they can do some filet mignon, so Juventud shows them that, and then finally Juventud says, and I'm going to show you all the piece to resistance, and he pulls out this platter right next to maple syrup and butter, and everyone's like mouth-watering because it smells so good. And he says, voila, and he pulls out waffles. He said, you thought they were going to be pancakes, didn't you? Nope. And as that's happening, Steven Regal comes out and he says, what in the bloody hell is going on? And he looks and he says, first of all, the racket coming from this is, first of all, where's catering? Why are we not getting any snacks? And Juventud says, well, that's because I told all the catering to take a hike. I'm the chef in this kitchen now, buddy. And he says, but don't worry, Steven Regal, I know you're upset. I made just the thing for you. Hang on. And he pulls out this big coffee cake. And he says, I got some coffee cake because, of course, you British people, you love coffee. And he says, I would never put that swill into my body, Juventud. You know I like tea, and you know how I like my tea, because I have it every single day. Now this is ridiculous. And Juventud says, Steven Regal, listen, you really need to learn how to lighten up. All right, have some coffee cake. And Steven Regal says, I'm not going to have any. And Super Crazy takes a bite of the coffee cake and puts it in Steven Regal's mouth, and he says, oh my God, bloody hell, that is very good. And he was like, yeah, see, I told you, it's delicious. Come on, grab a hat and an apron. And just for a second, it looks like he was going to entertain this. And he said, no, I will not partake in these childhood games. And then while that's happening, he's going on a rant about, he's like, you know what, Hoovy, I'm sick and tired of you, antics, he's like doing all these things. And while that's happening, Super Crazy, Thrasher, Rick Steiner, and Road Warrior Animal, they bring out this big old pie. And then as that's happening, Super Crazy taps Steven Regal on the back and they throw the pie in Steven Regal's face. Justin.
Why?
Because Steven Regal was being a dick. And it made him look silly. And so Juventud, he's laughing and he says, Steven Regal, listen, I guess it's true. You can have your cake and eat it too. And then they all leave and Steven Regal with cake on his face is fuming angry.
Was this a Hoovy face turn?
I think it might have been. And by I think I might have been, I mean it was a Hoovy face turn. Hoovy's baby face, brother.
I didn't know. From the promo he cut last week to now is just like...
He's showing why he deserves to be the face of Thunder. I think this is right on brand.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yep, babyface, yep.
I needed to clarify for myself.
No, absolutely. We've got our tough enough segment.
Last week he's like, I'm gonna kill everyone, fuck everyone. Hoovy should be shown why he's the most dominant, and now he's cooking pancakes a week.
He cooked waffles.
Whatever.
And he's showing why you gotta take him seriously.
That's why I was confused. Yeah, I'm like, for sure. Cool, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. But tag team match, we got Nick Dinsmore and his pro, Canyon, taking on TJ Wilson and his pro, Eddie Colon, and Stretch Major and his pro, who returning from food poisoning, Lance Storm. And in a decent match, Eddie Colon and TJ Wilson defeat Nick Dinsmore and Canyon and Lance Storm and Stretch Major. Look at that. Eddie Colon putting in the work with his rookie, and it's already showing because they have won the first tough enough match.
There you go.
Look at that, crazy.
Well, first one on Thunder.
First one on Thunder, right?
Was there another?
There was one last week. It was a single.
The second
match.
one.
Yeah. They had. Well, okay. Good point. Good point. Yeah. Good point. Good point. Good point. No, you're right because this was this got a 77. The Thunder, tough enough rookies can fucking go.
No, it's because the goddamn Canyon and.
I mean, also that
carried him.
Yeah, I mean, also that. But anyway,
by far he carried him.
Yeah.
80. No one else touched like 60.
I have a hospital bed. Raven, he was like, I'm so lucky. They just had a room open up when they brought me in. Oh, perfect. They talked about something about lots of resistance in this hospital room. I don't understand. Regardless.
Drop today.
Regardless.
Keystone resistance? Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
Regardless. I'm injured. That car did a lot of damage to me, and I don't know when I'm gonna come back. But mark my words, all right? When I do come back, Owen, Sting, prepare to get some cold revenge. And revenge is a bitch. As we've got a tag team match, Owen Hart and Sting taking on the world's greatest tag team, Justin. And in a decent match, the world's greatest tag team defeat Owen Hart and Sting when Shelton Benjamin pins Sting. And they did use the ring ropes for leverage for some reason. But they did do that. For some reason. And then as that's happening, so basically that's happening, and then the lights go off. And when they come back on, it shows the recorded message that just played. And that's when and as that's happening, from behind them, Raven's there, Justin. And the two turn around and they realize, oh my God, this was a pre-recorded tape. And Raven,
way to sell the car.
No car can kill Raven. Raven then, he goes, he lunges at them. Owen runs out of the ring. He grabs Sting and just begins beating the piss out of Sting. And then while that's happening, he looks at Owen and he says, Owen, I told you payback was going to be a bitch, and it's time I get payback, not just for that car, but for everything you've put me through in the last few months. I'm sick of it. You said one of us can only succeed when the other one's not around anymore. You'd make it your life's work to stop me. Well, guess what? You finally have your opportunity, because at Bash at the Beach, it's going to be you versus me. And guess what, Owen, it's gonna be once and for all final. I'm gonna challenge you one-on-one inside a cell. And the crowd loses it. We get Raven versus Owen in a cell, Justin.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for that.
And
finally.
Yeah. And while that's happening,
good build to this.
And thank you. And while that's happening, Raven, after he beats down Sting, he says, and let this just be, and just to make sure it's a little fair, to make sure the odds are even, I gotta make sure your little buddy here doesn't make it to Bash at the Beach. And he takes Sting and he hits him with not one, not two, but 3 pile drivers. He's
gonna sell that to Bash at the Beach when Raven gets hit by a fucking car and is up 5 days later?
Raven's built different, Justin. Don't you know? He's built different.
They're all 40 at this point.
Raven's built different. But anyway, Raven versus Owen inside a cell. I just think this big burly old bastard hit me with a car. We got Bobby Roode versus Shane Helms one-on-one in a singles match. Shane Helms and Bobby Roode have good chemistry, and it lifted the match. So that's sick. I got a 78. We are backstage. AJ is pleading with Billy Kidman. Come on, you heard he said he was going to rip people's legs off. Come on, I'm the champion. I've been nothing. I've been your guy. I've had your back, man. And you're going to throw me to Ken Shamrock? Make him go. He wants to fight Suzuki. Suzuki's not afraid of anything. Throw him out. Why do you got to make me? And he says, AJ, listen, all right, you're the cruiserweight champion. And as a champion, it's your job to go out there and fight. He says, then make Suzuki fight! Sorry, he's freaking out. He's panicked. And Kidman says, listen, AJ, I'm your boss, and you're my employee. Go out and wrestle Ken Shamrock, okay? That's what your boss is telling you. And AJ's just like, okay, I guess. And they go out. And we get a 94, a banger of a Thunder, a big main event. And then about that superb wrestling and good heat, Ken Shamrock defeats AJ Styles with an ankle lock. During the match, Billy Kidman ran in and by attack Shamrock, he ran in and punched Kidman from the back, and he attacked Shamrock. And Shamrock just turns around, and Kidman does the coward thing where he drops to his knees to hey, I'm sorry. And that's actually when AJ was able to get a low blow on Shamrock and turn the tides for a minute. But it was only a matter of time. Shamrock recovered from that, put him in an ankle lock, tapped him out. And then after the match, Kidman and the rest of his little cronies, they run in, and they're attacking Ken Shamrock. But then AJ Styles runs in and immediately goes to AJ Styles, because of course AJ screwed Ray.
AJ came in and came immediately to AJ Styles.
Or sorry, Ray's Mysterio came in. I'm getting excited, Justin. Ray runs in and goes right to AJ, of course. Who AJ, having a bad day, is selling the ankle and then just gets the shit kicked out of him by Rey Mysterio. And then of course, at that point, the numbers game still wasn't enough. But luckily, Justin,
17 people on Billy Kidman's cock.
Yes, but luckily, the medical team that was originally checking on AJ's immediately get up and rip off their disguises, and it's Lodi and Homicide, the masters of disguise, and they run in and they begin to attack. Yeah, Homicide's Lodi's buddy.
I know.
And they attack Dark Shark.
He's not on Nitro. Thunder exclusive buddy. He's like Roman on the Bloodline.
He's the Sonny Siaki and Roadkill of Thunder, apparently. But yeah, so then they jump in the fight. There's a big ass fight. Kidman rolls out, and just like Nitro, Thunder ends in big brawl and lots of chaos. We get an 88.
Another one for the good guys.
An 88. A lot. Well, again, to be fair, a better middle than the last middle of the show.
100%.
But if these are a few blue numbers, maybe. But good Thunder.
It was good Thunder.
Yeah.
A lot better than Nitro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, Justin, I took the criticism, and it's fair criticism from our listeners, and I decided to just kind of stop taking it so seriously and have fun again.
Yeah, just have fucking fun.
And so I decided I'm no longer. I mean, I'm still gonna.
I knew that was going on. As soon as Sandman burned his cigarette in the omelet, I'm like, he's back, baby.
He's back, baby. So, but yeah, here we go, and that was Thunder. So we'll see you for SmackDown. All right, and we are here on Thunder, Justin. Is what I would have said if we were on Thunder, but instead we're here on SmackDown. Different blue brand.
This show's a fucking I forgot. I didn't book my pre-show. Goldberg and Cena are not here tonight. Because they were supposed to be having a pre-show promo, and they're not here because I accidentally, in the a tough time in my life, a rough time.
Sorry, I laughed at that.
Yeah, I hit start show.
Yeah.
So we're a segment in, and the only segment we've missed so far, we got an 89. It was that Undertaker and Kane are here in Fargo, North Dakota.
Nice.
They have made it through the snowstorm of July, and they're here.
And they're here
tonight. Let's get into it. We start off with our second show, Jeff Jarrett. We saw him get called on Monday Night Raw. Ring, 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 ring. Jeff Jarrett here. Ring, 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 ring. Ring, 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 ring. And Jeff Jarrett picks it up. And it's John Berger and Lance Cade on the other side. And they're trying to get it signed. They've seen what Jeff Jarrett can do over there on SmackDown. And they want some love over here. They want to be Raw's Double J Records members. They want to represent Raw. And Jeff Jarrett says, hell, man, I love Burger King. Sign him. We'll sign you, Burger King. And Jeff Jarrett signs Burger King thinking they're Burger King.
Yeah.
As he thought they were signing him to
We got our first sponsorship.
Yeah.
We got our first sponsor.
They were going to be the official burger of our fast food of the Double J Records, but Jeff Jarrett did not realize that he was signing John Berger and Lance Cade. He thought he was signing the King. And I'm not talking about Dead Man Lawler.
No. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. We move on. We start our opening show match of the night. Stevie Richards and Chris Hero, two members of The Family, take on Faces of Fear, Megan the Barbarian, and Richards and Hero get the win easily. When Stevie Richards pins the Barbarian with the Stevie kick, one of the best kicks in all of America, some would say. Some would say. Some would say Shawn Michaels is the best.
Some would say Shawn Michaels might be a little bit stronger, but a strong second maybe, perhaps.
And then Steve Richards grabs the microphone and he says, we came here and we told everyone we were gonna come in here and dominate and take what's ours. And you've seen what happens to any opposition that gets in our way. And they roll the clip back of them burning down the strip club and the gentleman's club, basically. You see this. We've killed the gentleman's club. And if anyone comes in our way, we'll kill you next.
Oh, my.
Drops the mic.
Oh, my.
Oh, my. I know. SmackDown's starting hot and heavy, Chad.
Guess so.
Give me 1 second here, Chad. Can you look away for a second?
I will look. Yeah.
I need to.
Here, I'll look at my phone and play on that while you're doing something.
I need to take a picture real quick. Okay. Cool. Okay. We're good here, Chad.
All right.
Okay, cool. Now, Team Slaughter's back now, Chad.
Yeah.
Because, we had guys that were actually ran over by a car. They were out for a while because
that car was ran over by Raven. That's how built different Raven is.
Well, they got their win, their first match back. They got a little bit of ring rust, but it's not enough to derail them from taking on and beating Gangrel and Gene Snitsky.
Right.
When C.W. Anderson he taps out Gene Snitsky to help his team get a win here on Friday Night SmackDown. And then after the fact, they grabbed a microphone and they said, they want to get revenge. Rene Dupree, I know it was you. Rob Conway, I know it was you. Savon Grenier, I knew it was you. You got in that car and you ran us over. You tried to kill us. You tried to take us off this earth. But you can look at my last name. You can look at my father, Arn Anderson. You can tell I'm one tough son of a bitch. And one car will not kill me. And one car will not kill Johnny Storm. The better Storm with the first name that starts with J. Fuck you, James. So, you better bide your time, Law Resistance, because we're coming after you. But first, we have some unfinished business because we lost 2 titles. But we were never pinned. We were never submitted. We were never counted out, disqualified, nothing. We lost 2 titles that we never lost. And now we want those titles back. So Hashimoto, Kojima, whenever you're done playing cosplay as video game characters, you can come meet us in the ring and you can fight us and we can take back those titles that belong to C.W. Anderson and Johnny Storm. Oh, they're back, baby.
They're back.
Johnny Storm and C.W. Anderson. Shannon Moore, Chad.
Oh, what's Shannon Moore and Melina Perez doing?
They're getting ready. They're
getting ready.
It's his new girlfriend, Chad.
Oh,
Shannon Moore, 2 nights ago on Instagram, announced to the world that he's now dating.
In 2002.
He's now dating Melina Perez.
Nice. That was his MySpace post.
Yeah, she is in the top 5.
Nice.
And they're getting ready and comfy on the couch. Because this next match is a Cruiserweight showcase.
Oh, nice.
So Shannon Moore continuing his couch gimmick here.
Showcase something.
It's El Samurai and Jamie Noble in a big match. Jamie Noble gets a win over El Samurai in 14:43 with a diving leg drop.
Hell yeah.
A big win for Jamie Noble here. Pretty good chemistry. Still gets a 59. So, but El Samurai 77.
Right, yeah.
We move on, Chad. We move on. Latin Lover's backstage, and he's walking through, and he is confronted by Chavo Guerrero. Remember last week, Chad?
Yeah.
Chavo, was happy to see Latin Lover again, and Latin Lover basically shit on him, said, Chavo, you're only in this wrestling business because of your last name. You haven't done anything here. And that didn't sit well with Chavo Guerrero.
Certainly did.
And it didn't sit well with some other members of his family, because here at the SmackDown to confront Latin Lover is Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero! Oh,
former SmackDown World Champion is here in Fargo, North Dakota, and he is pissed off because Latin Lover was talking shit.
Go all the way to North Dakota.
Of talking shit about his family name, and he says, and he slaps him. He says, "I put you under my wing in the Guerrero dojo." Latin Lover, you want to talk about Chavo, my blood being nothing? Latin Lover, you were nothing before you came in that Guerrero dojo. You were nothing. You were just one hot man. You were the ugliest piece of... Slaps him again. I want you in the middle of the ring tonight. And Latin Lover spits in his face as he's getting escorted away by security. Chad, we're getting Latin Lover Eddie Guerrero tonight.
Huge.
Huge here
Huge.
in Fargo, North Dakota.
As they say, huge.
We move on. Mystico defeats Tajiri here in 12:45 with a La Mystica, Chad.
Ooh.
Big match right here. Mystico 92. All right, I just don't know what to do with him. Mystico. All right, Chad. We move on. Our cameras are showing a house, Chad, in Hartford, Connecticut, Chad. Do you know who lives in Hartford, Connecticut right now?
McMahon's.
Mick Foley.
Oh.
Yeah, remember last week he broke his shoulder. And you know what? Someone wanted to go see him. The man he was wrestling last week. Kid Cash.
Oh.
Flies to Hartford, Connecticut. And he
Good for
goes to
him.
Mick Foley's and checks on. He does a welfare check on Mick Foley.
What a good guy.
What a good guy.
Yeah.
What a good guy. And then Kid Cash grabs him up and hits him with a brain buster.
Oh, well, less of a good guy.
Yeah, you know, and Miss Foley was screaming. Noelle Foley, maybe at this point, is like 3. She's crying in her fucking chair. And Kid Cash is just eating their dinner and right over Mick Foley's unconscious corpse because he just got brain busted in the living room of the Foley household.
Get fucked.
Get fucked here. Speaking of getting fucked, the final bosses are here tonight, Chad.
Hell yeah.
And Jim Cornette grabs the microphone. Jornet. Yeah.
Yeah, someone celebrating a big Valorant win over in the room next door.
Jim Cornette, or Jornet, as I've written here.
Jornet. My name is Jornet, and I'm here to tell you about these fucks.
I wish I wasn't here because this fucking place out in North Dakota is the fucking armpit of America. There ain't no shit here.
The drizzling shits is
There's
this place.
drizzling goddamn shits on this America. Why aren't we in a great place like Tennessee? Why aren't we down there in the South? We're up here in the North Dakota. We're the only people that live here are the people that are in this arena tonight. There ain't nobody. There ain't nothing to do. The airport's 6 hours away. What the fuck are we doing here? Boy, I know what I'm going to do. We're doing here tonight. My boys, Hashimoto and Kojima, the SmackDown Tag Team Final Bosses champions, are going to show why we are the final bosses of professional wrestling, and we're going to defeat The Undertaker and Kane in the middle of the ring tonight. And now we move on to our co-main event chat.
It's wild.
Eddie Guerrero, Latin Lover. And Eddie Guerrero
96. Bam.
loses to Latin Lover. Latin Lover
Yeah.
hits him with the La Patada del Cabrito. La Cabrito! And then Latin Lover, you know, he's got Eddie Guerrero ready for a DDT, right? He's got him for the La Patada del Caprito. And Chavo comes down and he tries to save Eddie Guerrero, and Latin Lover just throws Eddie out of the ring, and he hits Chavo with the La Patada del Caprito instead, Chad.
Damn, you gotta hate when he gets hit with the Lapadado Capaprito.
I love when you say his name wrong.
Yeah.
Chavo.
Oh.
And we move on to our main event tonight, Chad. It's a tag team match. The final bosses versus the Brothers of Destruction. Chad, who do you got?
I got the Brothers of Destruction.
The Brothers of Destruction. Well, in a banger match, the final bosses win.
Nice.
In 2028, when Kojima pins Kane. You thought I was going to... They're the final bosses for a reason, Chad.
That's true.
Come on now, brother. Brothers of Destruction. After the match, Masawa comes in and he hits the Emerald Flosion, his big fucking pile driver finisher on both Kane and The Undertaker. And they just stand over as they show the WWE Universe why they are the final bosses of professional wrestling, Chad.
Oh, yeah.
And then 89. So 1 and 2. Right? Because you got an 88 on Thunder.
Yeah. Yeah.
1 and 2. 1 and 2. I ran a show in North Dakota and I came not last. Let the record state that SmackDown has done it again. Let the record state that WCW has not done it again.
That's okay.
Oh, they have.
We would have gotten it if I would have paid attention on Nitro. Is that an excuse?
Yes.
It's just
It is an excuse.
It's a fact.
No, it's an
No,
excuse.
because you won. Yeah, you had a better show.
But
Number
you
one.
saying I would have had it if that's an excuse.
Yeah, well.
You didn't. At the end of the day,
But unfortunately,
the end of the day, you didn't. And that's an excuse to say you would have won. You just got to be better, Chad. Don't make excuses. Just be better.
Just end the show.
Thunder was great.
Thank you.
Nitro sucked.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
The rating bad. I think the show was okay. The rating sucked.
Yeah. We'll see you for week 3. Hopefully week 3 doesn't start with someone getting jailed and fired.
Hopefully not.
Maybe.
Maybe.